Anthony Slater here inside the peak with Erik Horne after what was I'd say a needed, like, frustration easing Thunder win. You know, they had struggled the last few nights, even in the Pelicans win a few days ago, they had struggled. Tonight was their, you know, probably the best performance we've seen since the Durant injury. They beat a Mavericks team that came in, you know, winning 6 straight. They beat them 117-114. The defense was still a problem, but, you know, the offense was probably as good as we've seen it in a while.
And the offense had 6 double-digit scores. I mean, Westbrook had his usual great game, but you got some key contributions off the bench. Dion Waiters, Nick Collison had some good contributions.
Morrow 14.
Morrow played well, and we talk about the defense being bad, but in the fourth quarter they were good when they needed to be down the stretch.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's kind of what I wrote a little bit about in the paper, was Serge Ibaka, who, you know, he'd been struggling with the shot recently. He actually shot decent tonight, but he'd kind of been struggling defensively recently too. Post defense, not as much energy, you know, on the weak side in team help. But the Mavericks tried to isolate him on Darren Williams late twice on 2 very important possessions, and he stoned Williams both times. One time he forced a really bad off-balance shot, and the other time blocked his shot out of bounds. Basically sealed the win, but, you know, I still got concerns about this defense. I mean, the Mavs shot 52%. They came in struggling from 3, and they shot, I think, 10 and 19 from 3.
Yeah.
So, you know, still some issues to kind of sort through right now.
Defense still a work in progress. That'll improve hopefully when Kevin Durant comes back. That'll help him out a little bit.
Yeah.
In that fourth quarter, Serge Ibaka did a great job of D'ing up on Darren Williams and showing that versatility he has to be able to guard guards outside at the 3-point line all the way to the rim. And Dion Waiters came up with some key plays too. I kind of included that in my journal.
We've talked about it, I know plenty. I've ripped on you, not ripped on you, but made fun of you at times. But I mean, he's big up top, and, you know, when he gets into a guy, with him, it's about just being locked in. If he's locked in, he's got the body and ability to be a good defender. Just got to keep him locked in.
He's willing. He's a willing defender. And, I mean, Billy Donovan said that the last game, sometimes he's willing.
That's the problem.
Billy Donovan said last game against the Knicks was probably Waiters' best game of the year defensively. He wasn't as good tonight, but in the key times where they needed him in the fourth quarter, he had a big steal and a basket at one end, and then on the last play of the game, he got his hands on a Wesley Matthews 3 and stopped Wesley Matthews from getting a clean look.
Couple rotational things that I think excited the fan base a little bit tonight. You had Kyle Singler, played 3 minutes, struggled in his 3 minutes, and got yanked for Cameron Payne, surprisingly, who played 5 minutes in the first half. Then Anthony Morrow, a guy fans have been clamoring for more, you know, minutes. He comes off the bench, plays 24 minutes, had a nice night. I just think maybe with the struggles of Kyle Singler, Donovan's kind of maybe pulling away from him a little bit and giving some other guys shots, which tonight was, like I said, more extension for Morrow and even a peek at Payne. And
you mentioned it in the game to myself and Barry Trammell that I mean, Andre Robertson, the way he's playing, he might have pushed himself into that backup small forward role to where Kyle Singler might be on the outs once Durant comes back.
I mean, when you struggle like Singler has, I mean, the leash runs out at some point, and you know, we'll see. Well, you know, I think, and you mentioned Durant. We can move on to that quickly. The Thunder are in Utah tomorrow night, and then they're back home against the Nets on Wednesday. I think Durant's coming back, and then we're going to start to maybe get a better feel of, is this team showing some growth, or where the issues still stand. But let's go to Billy Donovan and a few of the players and see what they had to say about tonight's win.
I thought, obviously Dallas had been playing very, very well, and you know, coming off our last game against the Knicks, I thought we kind of build upon our resiliency and our toughness there, because I thought we had really good toughness when we got down by 16. And I thought for the most part, outside the start of the second half, I thought we played with really, really good energy and intensity. I think we're moving closer and closer to, at least from an offensive standpoint, really moving the basketball. I thought we were really balanced in scoring tonight. We had a lot of guys in double figures. I thought the ball got from one side of the floor to the other, and I thought in particular our front court guys did a great job of finding people. And then I thought we got really good contributions off the bench from Amo and from Nick. You know, obviously we need to continue to get better defensively. I think that we can become that team, but we need more consistency. I thought every time we got a lead, it was due to our defense. We got stops and got out on the break, and every time they dug into our lead, it was them scoring consecutive baskets. So I think, again, a game that we can build off of going into tomorrow night.
Coach, Can you just talk about the offense, though? Those last few possessions, you had Russell pretty much running from the point in, passing or taking the shot, whatever was open for him. Just what were you calling in the huddle and what did you see out there?
Well, one of the things that we were just trying to do was trying to create some movement, and we had an alignment in there that we were kind of going off one pick and roll and bringing them back in another, and we were really kind of putting Amo and we were putting Dion behind screening action, which made it difficult. And he found Dion for a 3 one time, and then he found Serge rolling to the basket. I thought we had good movement. I thought Russell made a lot of really good decisions with the ball. Obviously had 7 turnovers, but I think when the ball's in your hands that much and you're trying to make plays and find people, that's a positive. But I think he can cut those things down as he gets more and more comfortable, with some of the stuff that's probably new to him. But I thought we did a good job of really sharing the basketball. And I think from an offensive perspective, 27 assists, 7 guys, 6 guys in double figures. I mean, that's I thought was pretty balanced for us.
You had their struggles. Is anything in particular going on, or is that just?
Nah, man, NBA. Teams is getting better. So we just got to come in with the mindset of just trusting the process, and that's the biggest thing. Just knowing, having belief that what we're doing out there is going to work, and not going away from it. When we break down, I just think we got to stay with it and keep pushing.
The Billy's thought this was the team's best offensive game of the season. Even the games you had with Kevin, he thought the ball moved the best tonight. Is that the way it felt to you?
Man, I think we did a great job moving the ball.
You told me after the game you guys needed this win. What does a win like this help as far as rhythm or confidence?
It's good for us, man. I think last couple of days we've been trying to figure out our identity and how we want to play. And I think the last 2 games we didn't play the right type of basketball.
Serge's ability to switch and guard a guy like Darren Williams.